Hello everyone, it's Mr. Pixelate here, and today I am going to talk about Mewtwo. So, as most of you probably know, Mewtwo is the first DLC character for Smash 4, and much like all of you guys, I was really happy when they announced Mewtwo, and I was pretty damn excited to download him today. But I gotta say, I am pretty disappointed. I think the problems I have with Mewtwo is that he feels really lazy. It's almost like Nintendo realised that everyone was going crazy for Mewtwo. Everyone was like, make Mewtwo, come on, make Mewtwo, why is it Mewtwo in the game? Like, when they released the trailer for to show off Greninja, everyone thought for a split second it was Mewtwo, and everyone went, oh damn, it's Mewtwo, and then it was Greninja. And, you know, obviously Nintendo heard all these things, and realised that everyone wants Mewtwo. So we're like, okay, well everyone needs Mewtwo. We've also kind of said that we aren't going to do DLC. So if you look at sort of how Nintendo's opinion on DLC has evolved over like the last sort of year and a half, it started off with, no, we always make full games, without DLC. Then it sort of moved on. Sakurai got asked, you know, are you going to make DLC for Smash? And he was like, kind of, nah, not really, no. And then it just sort of continued from there. And now Nintendo are all up for DLC. They're like, yeah, let's just do DLC, it'll be fine. And for the most part, they've actually done a pretty decent job with DLC, if I'm honest. The Mario Kart DLC is fantastic. And great value for money, really. And then, here comes Mewtwo. So, it comes out today. Instantly I checked all of his skins, because there was part of me deep down inside that hoped he'd have the armor from the Pokemon movie. I thought that would be really cool. He doesn't, just as a heads up to anyone still thinking that he might. And, you know, there's some kind of cool palette swaps in there. Like, one is that they switched his colours around in the way that the grey part of his body is now his tail, and the rest of his body is that like purpley colour, and that looks pretty cool. But I gotta say, I did have Melee on the GameCube, but I didn't play it massively. I used to play on other people's Smashes who had all the characters, so I'm not gonna say I'm an expert about Mewtwo, because I'm not. But I've heard around a few places that the Mewtwo character is almost exactly the same as the Melee character, so they haven't changed that at all. And I must admit, the thing that annoys me most is that he's almost totally silent. Now, some of this might go down to the fact that they might have made him more as the Pokemon rather than the character from the movie. But I think the reason people like Mewtwo so much is because he was in the movie. You know, that's kind of the reason people like him. They like that badass voice he had in the original film. But in this, he doesn't make any noise. You can do any of his taunts. His taunts make no noise. He just sort of spins on the spot. And I remember when Brawl came out, loads of people moaned that Lucario was basically Mewtwo. And that he was just a replacement. Now, I don't know anything about Mewtwo's taunts in Melee, but it seems like his taunts are just kind of like rehashed Lucario ones. So it's got the one where he sort of spins around and goes, you know, like at the sky. You know, like it's got all these sort of ones that you've already seen. And as much as Mewtwo actually plays quite well, and I quite enjoy playing as him, he just seems very lazy. And so I thought, well, okay, well the moveset's not that great, they've just taken the Melee one. He doesn't have that many good palette swaps and stuff, nothing really changes with him. So I thought, well, maybe he's got custom moves, you know, that's kind of how they've changed characters in Smash 4. You know, they've put in these custom moves to show that they actually did have other ideas for the way characters could be played. The answer to that is that there aren't any custom moves, so you can forget that too. And personally, I think that's just totally wrong. At the moment, in my opinion, as much as the DLC when you have to buy it is going to be like I think like £4 or something like that, or like $5 or $6 to just buy Mewtwo. You just get Mewtwo. You don't get anything else. You don't get, I don't know, like a remixed Mewtwo theme, like a music track. You don't get that. You don't get a new stage. You don't get like a Pokemon the Movie theme stage or any other type of Pokemon stage. And I just gotta say, it's very disappointing. And I've kind of gotten to this point where everyone was kind of gagging for DLC from Nintendo. People wanted it, especially for Smash. People were going crazy for it. Everyone was like, yeah, do DLC, come on, just do DLC. And Nintendo were kind of like, no, I don't know. And then they sort of brought out the Amiibos, and they've just sort of gone crazy. People don't even really, people don't use them for what they do in the games. I mean, I know I don't. I've got the Samus, Pikachu and the Link Amiibos. I don't use them. I tried it out when I first got it, but that's it. I think Nintendo have realised how much money they can make out of these DLCs because fans will always buy them. You know, people are going to buy Mewtwo. Whether you listen to me right now and hear about how it's not really that great, you are going to buy them. You're going to buy all these DLCs. You're going to buy Mewtwo. You're going to buy Lucas. You're going to buy everyone. But as I see it, they've just made a totally bog standard character with Mewtwo, and they've just brought him out, and it's just like, yeah, just give him all the moves he already had, and there's been no thought put into it whatsoever. The only new thing they've even added to him is his Final Smash, because obviously he wasn't even in a game with Final Smashes, and like even that seems wrong to me. It's just sort of a generic like fire something across the stage, it catches them, and then like loads of beams go into it. And you do turn into Mega Mewtwo Y, which does make sense in a way, because Mega Mewtwo Y was the first Mega Evolution. So in some ways it does make sense. But then you realise that Mewtwo's other form is psychic and fighting in a fighting game. So I don't know, it just all seems a bit off, if I'm totally honest. And then you look on the store and you can see all these new like Mii outfits and stuff, and that's fine because that's just a cosmetic thing. If you like playing with Miis or whatever, you might get it. But as characters go, I feel like characters should be something a lot more, and they should be a lot more substantial. In fact, I'd probably pay more if they gave you a character, a stage, and a music track. You know, even that would be more reasonable than what they've done with this, because people are going to buy Mewtwo in droves, and he's not really even worth it. It's one character, and he's not even that impressive. When your character has, like, no unique sounding sound effects, you know something's wrong. It just sounds like they took all the sound effects from, like, Lucario's, like, energy ball kind of aura sphere. When they've just taken the sound from that and used it in Mewtwo, almost, it's just like, bleh. It just feels so, like, regurgitated. It feels like no love's gone into it at all, even though the reason everyone wanted it is because everyone loves Mewtwo so much. You think they'd do it with a bit more respect, but they haven't. So this video has been a lot more ranty than normal. I am actually quite a ranty person in real life, so I might do some more of these videos, if there's something that particularly annoys me. But that's sort of my opinion about Mewtwo at the moment. I love that he's in the game, but I think they really just kind of botched it. It was something that we really shouldn't have gotten excited for, because it just is not that impressive. So expect all the characters to come out from now to not have custom moves, because unless they are going to roll out an update once all the new characters are in, it's going to put all the custom moves in to the game, we're not going to have any. So that's just my opinion. So if you like this and you want to hear more of me ranting like an entitled first world problem ridden boy, then you can subscribe and give the video a like. So I'll talk to you guys next time.